Dear friends, we have studied the first chapter of partial differential equation, which is a linear partial differential equation of order 1, and mainly we have studied to form partial differential equation by eliminating arbitrary constant and arbitrary function, and Lagrange's equation we have studied, and finally we have studied geometrical interpretation of Lagrange's equation. Now in this lecture we shall study some multiple choice questions on this chapter. So I have written the questions here, and you should pause a video, and first I suggest you to observe the questions and mark the answers, and then you should verify the answers. Now we shall discuss these questions one by one and what is the correct alternative for these questions. The first is the PD on eliminating A and B, arbitrary constants A and B, from this equation. Z is equal to A into X plus B into Y plus A into B is. This is simple equation. The MCQs may be on result or definition or theorem or simple problems. And because this is a simple example, so it can be solved easily. And we know what is the elimination procedure for PD, to form PD from a given relation. Differentiate it partially with respect to X and Y. Now if you differentiate this partially with respect to X first, then the partial derivative of Z, you might have guessed the answer. These are the alternatives for this first. Z is equal to Px plus Q into Y, etc. And now we will see how to solve it. Differentiating partially with respect to X, dou Z by dou X. Partial derivative of Z with respect to X, we denote it by P. And what is the right side? Partial derivative of this with respect to right side with respect to X, that is A only, and because these are constants, that will be 0, and that is P is equal to A. And next, if you differentiate the same relation partially with respect to Y, then the partial derivative of Z with respect to Y is Q, and right side X is to be treated as constant, so this derivative is 0, and this is B, derivative of Y is 1, so this is B, and AB are constant, derivative is 0. So simply it is P is equal to A and Q is equal to B, and we want to eliminate A and B. So replace the value of A as P and the value of B as Q, we get the corresponding partial differential equation, and thus this will be Z is equal to P into X plus Q into Y plus P into Q, and see the answer is B. Z is equal to P into X, etc. So this is the answer. Now the second question is Lagrange's linear partial differential equation, I have written in short PD, is of the form. What is the general form of Lagrange's linear partial differential equation? And mainly we have studied this equation in this chapter, and its form as we have obtained is capital P into small p plus capital Q into small q is equal to R, where capital P, Q, R are functions of x, y, z and not the other. So correct alternative is this one. So this is auxiliary equation of Lagrange's partial differential equation. And the next question is on the same. Lagrange's auxiliary equations for this linear PD are. What are the auxiliary equations? Auxiliary equations are will be there because these are more than one. And we know Lagrange's auxiliary equations are of this type. Dx divided by capital P is equal to dy divided by capital Q is equal to dz divided by R. And what are PQR? PQR are the coefficients of small p, small q, and R is on the right side. And thus in comparison, what we get is capital P is cos of x plus y, capital Q is sin of x plus y, and capital R is z. And therefore the corresponding auxiliary equations will be dx divided by capital P means cos of x plus y, dy divided by sin of x plus y, and dz divided by z, and thus the correct alternative will be A. So these are the first three questions. Next, the fourth one is the general integral of the equation. P into x plus q into y is equal to z is. Now, this is again a simple problem, but it must be solved to get the answer. Now I shall rub out this part, and here we can do the work. So what is the method that we have studied is, we have to write the Lagrange's auxiliary equation. Lagrange's auxiliary equation, which is of this form, and then by comparison, what is capital P here? X, capital Q is y, and capital R is z, and therefore Lagrange's auxiliary equation will be for both dx divided by x, capital P Q R, dx upon x, dx upon capital P is equal to dy upon capital Q is y, and dz divided by capital R is z. So thus these are the auxiliary equations, and we know how to solve this by the method of grouping or by the method of multipliers. Now here grouping easily helps. First two, group the first two, and we can integrate this first two. So grouping these two, first two, so what we shall get? See, these two are to be grouped, 1 and integration gives log x and is equal to log y. So log x is equal to log y, and plus log c1, or that we know by using law of logarithm, this can be transferred on this side. That will be log x minus log y, which is log of x upon y is equal to log of c1, and that gives elimination of log on both sides. X upon y is equal to c1. So this is one solution. Similarly, taking the second and third fraction, what is the solution? Y upon z. Y upon z is equal to c2, and therefore the integral is phi of these two functions, phi of x upon y and y upon z, that is equal to 0. That is the answer here. So it is simple question, and therefore it can be solved, or it can be taken as multiple choice, and the answer is obviously this one. If you group first and third, then that will be x by z, but that is not an alternative. That may also be there. The next one is the general integral of p plus q is equal to 1. Now see for the fifth one. The general integral of p plus q is equal to 1 is. So similar to this, here what is capital P is 1, capital Q is 1, and Z is also 1. And the auxiliary equation will be dx upon 1 is equal to dy upon 1 is equal to dz upon 1. Each is 1. And now the grouping method works here. First, if you group these two and integrate, what is the integration? X is equal to y plus c1, or that means x minus y is equal to c1. And if you group this, that gives y minus z is equal to c2. And therefore the answer is phi of x minus y and y minus z is 0. And see the alternative here. Phi of x minus y, y minus z, and that is 0. So this is the correct alternative for fifth. Now the sixth one is similar to the earlier problem, and see, that implies auxiliary equation will be dx upon, but you may observe p is 1 by x, q is 1 by y, and r is 1 by z. So dx upon p means 1 by x. Actually it will be dx by 1 by x is equal to dy by 1 by y, and is equal to dz by 1 by z. But the reciprocal at the denominator is actually the numerator, and this gives x dx is equal to y into dy is equal to z into dz. Now group the first two. What is the integration? That gives x square by 2 is equal to y square divided by 2 plus we write c1 by 2. Such type of problems we have solved, 2 can be eliminated throughout by multiplication by 2, and this gives x square minus y square is equal to c1. Similarly, grouping the second and third part, we will get y square minus z square is equal to c2, and the solution is phi of these two functions. So check whether it is where it is, and you may observe that is also the last alternative, that is D. So this is the right answer. And next, the last question is the direction ratios of the normal at the point x, y, z to the surface given by this Lagrange's linear equation. Capital P into P plus capital Q into R is equal to capital R. So what are the direction ratios of the normal? And we have studied this part in geometrical interpretation of Lagrange's equation. So here we know that this equation can be written as P into, so that can be written as capital P into small p plus capital Q into small q plus R into minus 1 is equal to 0. And so this gives the direction ratios of the normal to the surface are small p, small q and minus 1. So then and capital P, Q, R will represent the direction ratios of the tangent. So they are perpendicular, so therefore the sum of the product is 0. And thus these direction ratios of the normal are small p, q and minus 1. So thus the answer is B. So this is the direct geometrical interpretation result of Lagrange's linear equation. So we have studied earlier. So these are some of the multiple choice questions on the first chapter, so that you can understand how the questions can be asked on the method of solution of Lagrange's equation or the direct results. So this is about some multiple choice questions on the first chapter. So remaining part we will continue in the next lecture. Thank you.